Constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing CALIX Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At CALIX Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calixsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. CALIX Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calixsolutions.io.
Yeah, well done.
Not too shabby for an amateur, huh?
Yeah, you got too much time on your hands.
It's literally that ad took me, I'd say maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, it's I'm addicted. I need to go to rehab.
12-step program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the show. It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben. With his elderly compadre. Enjoy him while he's here, folks.
Yeah.
He's not long for this world.
Well, you don't know how right you might be.
Hey, that better not be true, you son of a bitch.
That doesn't mean I'm dead. That just means I'm somewhere else.
Well, that's true. I'll meet you there, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I'll keep a chair open.
Well, if you hear I die and you don't see me around,
I'll be there. I'll be there. Believe me. I got some shoes to put on before that casket closes.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So what's up, mother? How are you?
I'm doing fine. Getting a little, getting some stuff together. We got, this is the first time in a few years that we're going to visit family for Thanksgiving. So that should be fun.
I'm assuming up north?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because normally we got 2 turkeys going and, a boatload of people coming over. We do have people coming over, but we're running up there and then running back. So we got folks coming over tonight and then on Saturday. So like I said, it's a there and back kind of a thing, but it's time we got up there. So we have separate lists for separate events, and we're checking everything off, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, it's are you flying?
No. Because the amount of time that it would take for us to get through all that BS, we would be there.
Yeah.
Especially the way I drive.
Ain't that the truth? Boy, you and Kelly, when you guys left friggin' Texas that one time where you two rode together.
Yeah.
You got from Texas to St. Louis in like 45 minutes.
It was the car. It wasn't us. It was the car.
So. Holy cow. Yeah. Okay. I've been dying to ask you this. What do you think of Trump's choices so far?
I think they're all good. I think the only one that comes to mind that is a question is there's the woman who he has selected as is she FDC? No, she's not FDC. She's CDC. I think that's the only one that I have a question mark about, because she was advocating the use of censorship on social media platforms back during the COVID BS.
Well, I'm hoping she's evolved.
That's what I've heard, but you know, being a political animal, it could be, yeah, I've evolved in my outward positions. What I hold near and dear to my heart, I'm not letting go of. But I think everybody else, by and large, has been a breath of fresh air. The guy who he just named as the head of NIH, who is a economist and a physician.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He's from
that guy is off the charts good.
He's from Stanford, and he was against the shutdown back during the pandemic. He's got some folks in some lesser roles. There's a guy that's going to be in charge of the tariff situations, was hands-on in the first administration with respect to the tariffs against China. So he knows of what he speaks. I think by and large, he's pretty good. Tulsi Gabbard remains to be an unknown.
Yeah, that's a toughie. I want to believe in her.
Yeah, I do too. But, you know, you look at the folks that have been in the positions now, and you kind of scratch your head, because Blinken was part of Joe Biden's campaign staff. I mean, he was one of the lead dogs. Blinken was also responsible for getting the 51 signatures on the document that came out of the security guys, saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was fake and typical of Russian playbook. So, I mean,
let me ask you a question. These people that knowingly lied, do you think that qualifies as treason?
No, it's nuanced enough that they can dance around it. The language in the letter was nuanced enough. Yeah. But let's get back to some of these other folks that he picked. I mean, he picked Bessent as the head of Treasury.
Yeah.
Which it was about 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, we were talking on cyber stuff, and I had indicated that I thought Bessent was going to be the guy that got the nod.
Yeah.
It was between him and I can't remember who the other cat was, but the other cat his position on Bitcoin had comparable to Trump's, had gone from it's bad, it's evil, it's the dark side, to, you know what, there's actually some legitimate use here. And he evolved before he was being talked about as a possible replacement, and before Trump had really let it be known that he was now in favor of cryptocurrencies. So it was a legitimate change of position, but Bessent he's got a track record. He's a billionaire. He doesn't need it. So he knows of what he speaks, and we'll get rid of the London School of Economics.
Oh yeah. What I like about everyone he's actually picked, is every one of them are Austrian economics. Every one of them. And that as your knowledge base is fundamental, because Austrian economics is naturally anti-Federal Reserve. Because you have Keynesian economics and you have Austrian. Well, in Austrian economics, there is no central bank. There's no central entity. And it's awesome. It's everyone he's chosen so far. And we have Brazil. Brazil is now in like a rush to implement the Bitcoin in their reserve. They want to buy, I mean, they're not just randomly blah, 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 blah. They're specific. They want to buy 180,000 Bitcoin before Trump gets in office.
Talk to the Germans. They're probably selling.
Germany is, I don't know if you've looked at their economy and like what they got going on. They're done for. I don't even know what they're going to do. It is so bad over there. Like, their unemployment is starting to skyrocket. And housing and inflation's like just out of freaking control. And, oh, do not look directly at the sun. They're toast. Literally, the people are starting to revolt because it's like getting fucking cold and they can't afford gas.
They're going to start burning books again in Germany.
Well, at least they got experience.
That's a fact.
Books left.
That's right. I mean, if this doesn't smack of the 30s, I don't know what does.
It's amazing, and as I'm like watching this, and I'm watching these shows, and they're talking about Germany. Like every interview they have, no one has a solution except the one they don't want.
Oh, yeah.
Leave the European Union and relaunch. I call it the douche mark. They're like, oh no, we're going to stay with, and everyone's like, then you die. I mean, that's basically.
We're going to keep funding these social programs. We're going to keep letting all of these immigrants come in and suck us dry. Yeah, bad move. Bad move. Who's going to fund you? Because all of the young people are leaving Germany.
Yeah, and see, I think they sold all their Bitcoin because they needed the money.
Sounds like an Andrew Dice Clay line to me. Hey,
yeah,
he needed the money.
Yeah, little boy blue. Hey, He needed the money. A 20's a 20.
That's right.
Now, look
Yeah,
at
they are wittingly doing this to themselves. It's amazing. It's amazing that they would do that.
it's literally, I mean, Trump is putting the right people in. He's actually talking to the right people. Netanyahu and this whole, put everything on pause until Trump's elected. I guarantee Iran or one of their little shithead, outfits.
Oh, yeah, they can't help themselves.
Well, because Netanyahu has him in a pickle.
Oh, he does. He does.
All Iran and all of their little goons are ran by the CIA. Right? I went through a long research. I was researching for like 3 hours the other day. I actually came to every year where here's where the CIA took over Iran, like 1953. Right. And here's where they swapped out the government in Iran, 1970. When did they get rid of the Ayatollah?
No, it wasn't the Ayatollah. It was the Shah.
Yeah,
Shah.
the Shah.
I believe that was 79.
Right.
Late 79, early 80. It was still in Carter's administration.
Right. Because that's what led to the hostages, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then they released the hostages the day Reagan took office in 71 or 81, excuse me. January 81.
Yep. And they were all CIA coups. And the CIA still holds that area of Iran. They run it. The CIA is all of these terrorist organizations. And the hostages over with Israel, those are all CIA agents that were grabbed. And that's what all of the North Korean troops that are now at the UK or Ukraine, edge right there. Those are all the CIA agents from North Korea, because Putin put them there, because the CIA, once Ukraine recaptured that area, they were going to launch chemical weapons into Russia. So they brought all of the shitheads that they had over in North Korea. They dressed them up like soldiers, put them on the front lines, then said, well, you release your friggin' bioweapon, your people's the first ones getting killed. And that's why they're now shooting rockets or trying to. But Trump preempted that. Yes. He actually talked with the little homosexual president over in Ukraine and said, use those weapons, hit these targets. The targets they hit were empty warehouses and empty military facilities. It's the globalists are done. They know it. That's why their last hope is January 6th. January 3rd, they're going to try and block the electors. It's the last thing they got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not going to work on January 6th because January 3rd is when all of the House of Representatives people show up, the new ones.
Right.
They're not going to accept those. Nope. It's over. They're done. And Iran is, and that's why they're trying to get as much shit through as they can. That's why they sent Ukraine more money, trying to re-bribe them. Well, that's not going to work because of what Trump offered him. Word is, what Trump offered him was, as soon as I get into office, end the war, and we will forgive all of your debt, and we will help you rebuild. He ain't gonna, and you will remain president. Now, you don't take this deal, well, yeah, that's not going to go so damn good.
Yeah, he's going to get mouthy, though. Zelensky can't help himself. He's going to get mouthy at some point. Yeah, that's all right.
He might get mouthy, but he should, because then he knows he's up against Putin and Trump.
Right.
That's a lose. And does he think he's getting another dollar once the Republicans hold the House, the Senate, and the presidency?
Right. The other thing that this administration is trying to jam through are judicial selections. There have been, and I, you know what, the Republicans have not been doing what they need to do. As that goes, there was a vote last Friday, on a selection from Biden in the 11th Circuit Court. I can't remember this cat's name, but he is as far left as they can possibly go. And he got in because Republicans were missing 5 senators: Vance, Rubio, Haggerty, Daines, and I can't remember who the 5th one was. The guy out of Indiana. They were no shows. and the Democrats were able to get their votes through. So if you got a chance, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, get a hold of your U.S. senators who are Republicans and tell them your ass better show up for the vote.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't.
I don't know what their lame ass excuse was.
Now, unless they have something on these judges, because judges can be arrested.
They can, but I don't think that was the case. I think this is just, I'm taking the day off.
Hey, let me run something by you. I heard from a friend. I think that Trump is setting up Rubio
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on
so that he can get Rubio out and then have the governor of Florida replace Rubio's seat, and then Trump is going to fire him.
I think that's really, that's a crazy triangle. And I think that's there's too many things that could go wrong there. Besides that, I like DeSantis where he is for now.
No. DeSantis isn't moving.
Okay. DeSantis is going to appoint somebody?
Yes.
Yeah. And as long as Laura Trump is not involved in this equation.
No, it's word is yet.
You need to write this shit down.
I know it. But that's how they're going to get rid of Rubio.
Okay.
Because he's not a good guy.
No, and he's probably still stinging from the little hands, little feet comment too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I want to make this statement loud and clear. There should be no Trumps in this administration other than the president. No kids, no son-in-laws, no daughter-in-laws.
Nope.
None of that stuff. Keep them out.
Yep. He doesn't need them.
Well, with friends like that, who needs enemies? I mean, not that they're doing anything bad, but it gives the other side ammunition.
Yeah.
Leave them the hell out.
That's what's so funny. The other side has no ammunition.
No,
none at all.
They do, and it's there's no powder in it. And one of them is all of these people are from have never been in these jobs before. They don't know how these things. They know how these things work. The problem that the other side is having is they got no leverage on these guys. They're not committed to the system. They're there because they want to help Trump be successful.
Yes, that's the word on the street, is that they're going to replace Rubio with
Gates?
No, I'm sorry, not Matt Gates. Is it Gates? No.
Yeah.
It's I can't remember what the hell he said.
Gates was moved out the door because it was too much political damage. He would cost too much to get him through. And Trump has said as much.
And it's the left is done because people don't realize Trump doesn't give a shit what anyone says, right? He's going to get what he wants no matter what. The left is not going to be able to stop him because Trump is going all out nuclear. That is one thing if I've heard that from one person, I've heard it from probably 12. Because that's how Trump actually describes it. I'm going nuclear on the swamp. I'm not going to care if people think it's constitutional. I don't care if they call me a dictator. I don't care. I am going to destroy this whole effing system and let them bitch. I don't care. And I mean, literally, he is going to rip out. They say, well, you can't fire federal employees. He doesn't care. He's literally going to lock them out of the buildings. He's literally going to go, you're fired. You can't. Fuck you. Yeah, good luck getting into the building. He's not going to play by the rules. That's what everyone doesn't grasp yet.
I'd like to see him get Richard Grenell in that somewhere in the administration. Grenell was the director of national intelligence at one point. And the guy is just a solid advocate for Trump and what Trump's trying to do. He's a sharp guy. He's got sharp elbows, and he knows how the game is played. Love to really see him get in there. But we'll see.
We'll see. Hang on 1 second. Word from another sponsor.
Ever felt left out of the crypto craze? Not anymore. Welcome to Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where community meets opportunity. Our clubs are popping up nationwide, from Sarasota to Nashville, Boston to St. Louis. Join us and unlock a world of benefits. Access all clubs worldwide, earn through referrals, and dive into specialized crypto education. Need help buying crypto? We've got you covered, often with reduced fees. But wait, there's more. Enjoy perks like Bitcoin ATMs, silver purchases, and exclusive investment opportunities. Our state-of-the-art facilities offer podcast rooms, event spaces, and co-working areas. Stay informed with FGTV, our exclusive crypto news and education channel. Choose your membership, from day passes to individual or company plans. Individual members get access for themselves plus 2 guests, perfect for bringing friends or family. Companies can bring up to 15 employees or guests, fostering team growth and networking. Connect, learn, and grow with like-minded crypto enthusiasts. Ready to join the revolution? Visit BitcoinBenCryptoClub.com or call 562-526-0813 today. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, your gateway to crypto success.
Scary music.
I'm telling you, I have gone AI nuts. They're going to have to put me in AI rehab. It's too easy. You can create amazing videos in like 15 minutes.
What's the application that you're using?
It's called InVideo. InVideo. Yeah. And
who makes it? Who is the provider of this?
That's the actual name of the company.
Good. So it's not an alphabet company.
No.
Okay.
It is. An ad like that would have probably cost me at least maybe 2,500
Oh yeah.
in the old world.
Yeah.
Now,
In the new world where there are no graphic designers. Yeah.
yeah, I pay $99 a month for unlimited usage.
Right. In the words of John Kerry and Joe Biden, they should learn how to code.
Yeah, it's we've reached a place where it's like you said, no more graphic designers, no more, it makes it so easy to self-market.
Right.
I actually put up an ad on Twitter for CALIX this morning using our new clip and using Twitter Twitter articles. You just upload your video, you put a graphic, you put your article headline, then you promote it. $100 a day for 10 days or whatever. You actually pick what gender, what age range, where you want to market. Is it only US? Is it worldwide? It's that, and I'm gonna have our marketing people kind of track that ad and actually see like what kind of flow through, if they can, that we actually get from it. It's that it exactly like Elon Musk said. We're living in a world where one person launch $1 billion company and run it by themselves just using AI. It is unbelievable. Breaking. Banks grapple with over $1 trillion in paper losses. Yeah, the Federal Reserve, they're going to have to buy another printer.
Well, I mean, that's almost as bad as the Pentagon not being able to find almost over $750 billion in expenses. I don't know where we don't know where that money went. We don't know where that money went. Really? How about the poppy fields in Afghanistan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No shit.
I don't know if you've ever seen John Kiriko, who was a former CIA agent and whistleblower.
Yep.
He's got some pretty great YouTube videos out there. He talks about when he worked for John Kerry after he was out of the agency. He worked for Kerry, and he was chief investigator. So he goes over to Afghanistan because his whole thing is he now wants to screw with the CIA and bring their stuff to light after he's left the agency. And he's out there in Afghanistan, and wants to know. He said there are fields there as far as the eye can see that contain nothing but poppy. And he asks a local farmer, why do you grow this? And the farmer said, when the United States told me when they take over this land, and I tell them where all of the bad guys are, I can grow as much poppy as I want to. Turns out, so Kirikou gets back to the States and starts talking with the DEA agents that have pulled him aside and said, listen, we don't screw this up. Why is that? He asks. They said, because over 90% of that heroin goes to Russia, and we want that society to be addicted. How do you know that over 90% of it goes to Russia? And he said,
think a lot of it comes here.
Well, he said what comes here comes from Colombia, comes from Mexico, comes from Central and South America, as well as the Pacific, the East, Asia. Because there's still poppy fields there, baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
Laos and Cambodia, yeah, they're still growing.
Hell, China, Japan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as long as we export it and don't keep it inside, we're good with it. They're taking the opium wars to a new level. So anyway, my point is this shit's all known. Kerry knew about it. Others knew about it. And they were told, leave it alone. So,
well, I mean, look, you don't have to look any further than the Iran-Contra.
Right.
I mean, Air America?
Drugs for money, baby.
Yeah. We were flying the shit. Our boys were flying the shit in.
Well, there's an interesting story about it while Clinton was governor of Arkansas, of them flying into a little airstrip there in Arkansas. Yeah. Interesting story there.
We know the CIA is crooked as a dog's hind leg.
Yep.
And this whole government, this whole bureaucracy. I mean, I watched an interview with I can't remember. He's one of like the globalist elite, like muckety mucks. He basically said during the interview that, well, what are the bureaucrats gonna do? They're useless. And he literally called them useless. He goes, how do you try to get a job in the private sector? What's your work history? 40 or 45 or 50-year-old white male? What's your work history? Oh, I've been a bureaucrat for 20 years. Okay, what skills do you have? I can send emails. I mean, and he had a valid point. And what's crazy? Only 1 out of 100 federal employees are actually in the office right now.
Right. Well, that's one of the Doge team's main points is you're either in the office or you're not working for the federal government anymore.
Yep.
And
30.
Go ahead.
Yep. 31% of the federal employees moved out of Washington, D.C. and work remotely.
Right.
Just shut off their paycheck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What is the term that they have when they shut down the government and the employees aren't being paid anymore? You are an
Oh, a
Non-essential employee.
non-essential employee.
Well,
I've always thought,
yeah. So there's where the fat gets trimmed right now. Don't wait till the government shuts down.
yeah. Hey, I can tell you right now that CALIX Solutions does not have a non-essential employee.
No, sir.
If any of our employees don't show up, something don't get done, or Patrick has to jump in and do it. Every one of them are essential. Because why the hell would you hire or have a job position that wasn't essential?
Oh. Well, the city of Chicago was a fine example of that. It's called patronage. It's kickbacks going back to the days of Rome. That's how it worked.
Oh yeah, that's some mafia shit.
Oh,
What
the city that works? No, it doesn't work.
what do they call that when it's actually called a no-show job.
Oh, ghost employee. Yeah.
You, you're getting a paycheck, but you don't show up for work.
But we were expecting a contribution come election time.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna have to donate to the cause.
The cause, be in my pocket.
I'm watching this from afar. I'm watching this trial of Mike Madigan. Madigan was
up in Chicago.
Yeah, the lead Democrat, an alderman. He was a state rep. He ran things in the state of Illinois for decades. Governors would get in there and all have to genuflect in front of Mike Madigan in order to get stuff done. We had a governor in Illinois for a very short period of time. His name was Rauner. He's a Republican.
Yep, I remember him.
And he had all these great ideas. They weren't all that great, but he had some great ideas. And they'd have to get past Madigan. And they'd get killed in committee. They got killed everywhere. This guy's not making any headway. There's a lot of things that aren't happening, and they're pointing at Rauner saying he can't get the legislation through. So basically, it was a slow death for Rauner, his political career, billionaire or not. And Madigan was the gatekeeper on that stuff, and he slowly applied the tourniquet to Rauner's neck, the neck of Rauner's political life, and shut it off. And so over time, people have been looking at Madigan going, there's got to be something going on here. This guy's got to be getting his.
Well, I know an ex-sheriff over in East St. Louis who went up against Madigan, and the sheriff wound up actually being set up and put in jail for like 10 years.
Yeah, I believe it. You're thinking of Eddie Burke. Somebody said the same thing with the Irish alderman in Chicago. That was Eddie Burke. And Eddie was looking for the same thing. Eddie was runs an attorney. He's a lawyer, and as a side gig, he would get people permits and get them get their businesses certified and authorized to open up and hang a shingle in Chicago. And there was a guy who had Burger King franchises who wanted to open them in Chicago, and he wouldn't play ball with Burke. Burke wanted him to use his firm. Guy said no. Burke said, well, you won't get your stuff through. Well, the guy taped all the conversations. And Burke found himself in hot water and pled guilty to graft and wire fraud and a number of other things. He's going away. Well, Madigan was doing the same thing. Madigan there was a business that owned apartment buildings and wanted to convert them into luxury condos downtown Chicago, near Chinatown. He wanted to do pretty much the same thing. He told the guy, you either do business with us or you don't do business at all. And it was wired. And it was wired by a former alderman, Danny, I can't remember his name, Hispanic alderman, who was a CI for the FBI, and this was all caught on tape. Madigan's toast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's just been fun to watch because over the decades, you knew these guys were just greasing their own palms, and it was just people's hard-earned money is going out the window and into the pockets of these greasy SOBs. It's glorious to watch.
Who was the real estate guy who helped Obama? He actually bought the house that the Obamas lived in.
Oh yeah.
And resold it to him for half the price.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name. Yeah, and the thing is with Obama, this guy was that guy was getting money from deals that came from other folks, because Obama's political life was really short-lived in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, that was just a pass-through.
Oh, it was. Yeah, through and through, that was it. I mean, he community organizer was the extent of his serious engagement in politics in the Chicago area. Not that you can't make a living doing that, but when he was tapped, the golden child, by Durbin and others to run for that Senate position against Jack Ryan. That was the ascension. At that point, it was Obama's getting launched to bigger and better things.
Oh, absolutely. Because that whole shit with Ryan, where they unsealed
divorce documents from California. How does David Axelrod get that shit unsealed?
Yeah.
How does that happen? It wasn't. Yeah, there was no benefit there.
No, and really, what they found was, I think his wife was mad at him because he asked her to dress up a little slut,
Oh, it was more than that.
Or something.
It was more than that. Yeah, he wanted to go to swingers clubs and do stuff like that, and she was like,
oh, well, yeah. Some women look down on that shit.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying no.
Hey, honey, you want to go over to the swingers lounge? Grab the pineapple.
Yeah, no. There's some things that have to remain sacred, and that's So the whole thing that it works in Illinois is it only works for some people. That type of graft and corruption, and to think that those are the types of models that are employed on a national scale is even more frightening.
If you look at the history of Chicago, when was it not corrupt?
I wasn't born. I wasn't alive.
Yeah,
I don't know. To me, we hear the adage, prostitution is the oldest occupation, but nobody ever says, and being a politician is the second oldest.
Yeah. It's literally, if you really know the history of like Chicago, because for like a month I was really big on why did Chicago take off more than St. Louis? Because for a while, St. Louis was a golden child. You know, that's why we had the World's Fair in like 1904. Like everything was pushing towards St. Louis as like the centralized Midwest hub. Then all of a sudden, they're running rail lines up to Chicago over St. Louis. And it's like, wait the fuck a second. We had the Mississippi River. This is the perfect place to run the rail. Now, they did run some of the rail lines through St. Louis, but they made Chicago like the it to be it. And I never understood that. Then I did research. It was all mafia. It was all mafia working with Washington, D.C.
I would say it was before that.
Well, no. When I say, no, let me rephrase that. Mob, not mafia, is, remember, mob is Jewish. Mafia is Italian. All right.
And I would say it was before that as well. I would say it was before that. I think it was before the 1900s that graft was being employed. Graft was being used in order to get things done because, I mean, the waterways were also huge. I mean, Lake Michigan, and you service there's St. Joe, Indiana, Michigan, Green Bay. I mean, there's so many places that you can tap, and then go up into Superior.
Exactly, right up
the iron ore,
Canada.
Yeah, and the iron ore coming out of Superior into Michigan down to Indiana for Gary and U.S. Steel, and then you got rail yards that go east with the steel to Detroit for the automobiles. It's just, it made too much sense.
Yeah. Let me explain this real quick. The Kazarian Mafia is the mob. The mob is Jewish. That's the difference between the mob and the mafia. That's who Al Capone was up against up in Chicago. Those were all Jews. That's who originally ran Las Vegas. Those
Meyer Lansky.
Yeah, Lansky. Those were all Jews.
Bugsy Siegel.
Yep, Bugsy Siegel. They were from New York. See, the mob ran New York.
Well,
yeah. The mafia had like Brooklyn. The mob had like Manhattan, New York.
That was the big fight when the Italian immigration was peaking. Land control over the 5 Points area and everything else was a battle zone between the Jewish mob and the Italian mafia. The Italian mafia is coming over from, well, they're actually the Sicilian mafia is coming over. They start fighting over territories in New York. And so that got divvied up. The Irish were there, but the Irish weren't.
Yeah.
The Irish moved into politics and law enforcement. back in the 1800s. The Irish got out of the mob. Well, not out of, but it took another form. The Irish moved sideways into law enforcement. I think the first real police force was started in Boston back in like the 1839, something along those lines. And that's where the Irish sunk their feet.
Yep. The Irish, just like Patrick said, they went into politics. And then as politics grew in like an organization, then that's when the Irish would hire the other Irish people. They were the police and the fire departments.
No cop or fireman dies without a bagpipe being played. And the funny thing is, if you're Irish, you should hate fucking bagpipes.
Yeah.
Because it's Scottish.
There's a lot of history there.
Racket bags is what my old man called them. And don't be playing those bagpipes at my funeral, damn it.
People have to understand what we view as like governments and police and the fire departments. These were all originally set up by the gangs of like New York. Watch that movie, Gangs of New York. That's how it was. You had Irish firefighters, and you had what were the oh God, what were they, like the Darbies or something? Yes. There was the Irish. The only ones who didn't really have any power were the blacks. Everyone just slapped them around. The Irish, the Italian, the Jews. That was really it of any influence. Yeah. That's what eventually shaped the New York government. That's why the Jews have ran New York for so long, because the Jews ran all the banks. Once the Irish had like a hold on like politics, the Jews worked out a deal with the Irish and said, all right, you run the social management, we'll run the banks, and then the Irish or then the Italians came in, and then there were the mob against the mafia, which is what everyone thinks of as like the mafia wars up in New York, where every week someone's getting the shit shot out of them with a Tommy gun.
Well, eventually the Italians were able to outmuscle the Jews, and there was a migration anyway from illegal activity into legitimized businesses.
Yep.
And that's been the desire all along, is to take things from what is an illicit side of making a buck to I now have a legitimate business. And the Irish and the Jews were able to make that migration. And and I think a lot of the Italians in the New York area were like, I'm not giving this up. Why would I?
Hell no.
I got waste management experience. I got construction experience. I got, I'm
We
holding
know
the
how to
docks.
get rid of the bodies.
I'm holding the docks. They still hold the docks.
Oh, hell
They
yeah.
still hold the docks. Anyway, we're over an hour here, brother.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, guys. We will be doing a show in about an hour, right?
Yep.
CALIX Solutions Cyber Stuff. Can you let the people know how to get a hold of us at CALIX for a laptop or joining us in an hour for our next?
Sure. You can find out about the laptops on our website, calixsolutions.io. At the top left, you'll see a link to crypto laptops. We give information about what's behind that, the mentality, the design, everything else. And then next to that is Liberty laptops. Same thing. More information in there about what they are and what they do. If you need more, if you have questions and want more information, get a hold of us. You can either email at info@calixsolutions.io or call us 702-845-8276. You can text us there as well. It's better if you email because the team sees that. The phone calls go to my phone, and it might be a day or two before I get back to you. If you are a client, you have our computer, either one, you can subscribe to the service that will allow you to see the video that we're going to have in about an hour from now, either through Cyber Chat or the helpline. You get access to the videos, and that's within the portal. You'll have to log in, and you'll see a section there called CALIX Cyber Suite. Subscribe for that service there, and we'll send you an email linking you to the live videos as well as the archives that are out there. So, we're going to have a bunch of things to talk about today in terms of scams, hacks, people that got caught, all the nitty gritty within cryptos. So we got it.
Absolutely. Everyone, hope to see you on our show in an hour. If not, I'll see you on Monday. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your family and friends.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing CALIX Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At CALIX Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calixsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. CALIX Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calixsolutions.io.